You've probably heard this idea before, right? That our thoughts literally shape our reality, that what we believe about ourselves deep down actually determines the kind of life we end up living. But how does that really work? Well, we're about to dive into a powerful story that shows this principle in action. It's an amazing look at how one tiny shift in mindset can change absolutely everything.
I mean, it's a huge question. If success is all about just thinking the right thoughts, then why isn't everyone successful? Is it about not wanting it enough? Or is there something, deeper going on? Maybe a blind spot in how we see ourselves and our place in the world? This story we're about to unpack gets right to the heart of that mystery.
And this is really the core idea we're playing with today. This quote, it's not just some feel-good mantra you see on a poster. It's actually a statement about the mechanics of our identity. And the story you're about to hear shows just how this single idea can be the difference between a life of just asking and a life of creating. Okay, so our story kicks off at a super busy railway station, and right in the middle of all that chaos is our main character, a man whose entire world, his entire identity is defined by one single action, asking. In his mind, and to everyone else, he is just a beggar.
Just think about that mindset for a second. His whole life is totally passive. He isn't creating anything, he's not exchanging value, he's only receiving. His identity is built on what he lacks. Every single day just reinforces this deep belief that he has absolutely nothing to offer the world.
And then, one day, that whole routine is shattered. A well-dressed businessman shows up on the platform, and this one single encounter is about to challenge the very foundation of the beggar's world.
Whoa! So instead of a coin, the beggar gets a question. And it's a question so far outside his reality that he's just stunned. For the very first time in his life, he's being forced to think about something he's never, ever considered, the idea of giving. And there it is. That's his immediate response. But listen closely. It's not just an answer. It's a statement of his core belief about himself. I am just a beggar. He's not describing his job. He's describing his identity. And that identity is defined by emptiness, by having zero value.
So the businessman lays out his own philosophy, his own operating system. He works on a principle of exchange, of mutual value. He's not trying to be cruel here. He's introducing a completely different way of seeing the world, one where receiving something is a result of giving something first.
The train pulls away, but those words, they stay right there, just echoing in the beggar's mind. For the first time, someone hasn't just ignored him or pitied him. Someone has challenged him, truly challenged him, to see himself in a new light. This right here, this is the moment that little seed of change gets planted.
Now, this isn't some overnight miracle. For 2 whole days, the beggar is just lost, grappling with this new disruptive idea. He actually stops begging altogether. He just thinks.
And then he sees it, something of value. Something he didn't create, sure, but something he can offer. Wildflowers growing near the tracks. The idea is so simple, but for him, it's revolutionary. What if I give something back? What if I'm part of an exchange?
And this is the fundamental shift right here. He's moving from this passive identity based only on taking to an active one based on creating value through exchange. His entire worldview is flipping from a world of I don't have to a world of I can create.
So, armed with this new idea, he puts it into practice. And the results? They are immediate and they are profound. And they lead him to a second, but very different, encounter with that same businessman.
I mean, the progression is just incredible when you lay it out. A mental crisis sparks an idea. That idea becomes a system when he notices, hey, people are giving me more money when I give them a flower. And that simple feedback loop starts to completely dissolve his old identity and build a brand new one from the ground up. So when he sees the businessman again, just look at how this dynamic has completely changed. He's not asking with an empty hand anymore. He is initiating a trade. He walks up with confidence, offering value first. The power dynamic has totally flipped. Wow. The businessman doesn't just buy a flower. He validates the beggar's brand new identity. By calling him a businessman, he's basically holding up a mirror to the new reality the beggar has started to build for himself. And that outside validation, that's a powerful catalyst for the final step.
And this is it. This is the moment of full realization. It just clicks. He realizes, wait a minute, I'm not a beggar getting tips for flowers. People aren't giving me money out of pity. They are paying me for the flowers I'm providing. He is a trader. He has a business. And with that single thought, he leaves the station for good.
Okay, Let's fast forward 6 months. The transformation, which all started with one little thought, is now complete. The final scene, back at the same railway station, is almost unrecognizable.
The outside world has finally caught up to the change that happened on the inside. The man who once wore rags is now in a suit. He's not just acting like a businessman, he is one. He's actually traveling to expand his successful flower business. And now they meet as equals.
And there it is, the ultimate lesson of the whole story. Nothing external had to change for him to get started. The flowers, the station, the people, all of that was already there. The potential was always inside him. The only thing that changed was how he saw himself. He stopped seeing himself as a beggar and started being a businessman.
So at the end of the day, your identity isn't set in stone. It's the story you tell yourself every single day. If you tell yourself a small story, well, you're going to live a small life. But the second you change that internal story, the moment your thoughts change, you throw open the door to a completely new future.
And that brings us to the final and really the most important question. The beggar found wildflowers. It wasn't some grand earth-shattering thing, but it was something he could give. So, what's your flower? What's the unique value or skill or kindness that you have that you can offer in exchange? Because according to this story, that's where true transformation really begins.